Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to do a regular ass market scan. The reason I didn't post yesterday is because I didn't really see any interesting setups, and the day before that there wasn't really anything to redraw. There was nothing to paint on the weekly SR redraw that we usually do. One video that I'm working on though is one that came from our suggestion board. Timmy wanted me to make a video on price controls. Not sure if he meant solely price controls as in rent control, other forms of price fixations like water during crises, or if he's also talking about price control in terms of interest rates. So when I've got that clarified, because that's also price control, that's also a form of monetary policy. It's all monetary policy. I can make a monetary policy explained video as well. I have a pretty good macro setup for videos now that I've already made. I try to stay away from overly political topics because I don't want the channel to become too political. Not that it's an issue, but we want to stick to things that are objective and make us money. But with that said, let's get to the weekly scan that we're going to do today. All right, so like usual, we're going to start out on Bloomberg. We're seeing treasury yields soar. That's quite interesting. That's very inflationary. US 30-year yield hits the highest since 2007 on inflation angst. That's not good. Anyways, doesn't matter for us. Yes, it's gonna push gold down, which it did, and I'm gonna show you guys it later. Economics. This is also inflationary. Fed Curly says T-bill purchases can be adjusted up or down. So they're trying to get those treasury bills fixed. Warsh. Also, with Warsh being such a chameleon of a Fed chair, keep in mind that Warsh only has like one fucking vote out of how many board members are there in the Fed? How many Fed board members? So there's 7 members and he has 1 vote. And Powell, that's stepping off. He's just stepping up as head of the Fed, or a spokesperson, or what the fuck ever it is. So that doesn't mean that they're gonna just start slashing interest rates, but he's gonna start pushing for it. And what is this? Data center? Yeah, not important. All right, so let's get to the market. Hop on the 2-week time from here. Looking at SPY. SPY is still looking very bullish. It is probably reacting on the potential for the Iran war to close. Nothing we really have to concern about or anything like that or care about. Oh yeah, gotta remove the drawing, not the indicator. We lose the 200 dynamic MA. That shit is annoying. This one. All right, so with the dollar index, the dollar is still stable. It has strengthened quite a bit, which again also pushes gold down, because in case you don't understand it, let me explain it. See, gold here is bought in the dollar. Also a huge thing. People don't talk about it, that gold is bought in the dollar, but just like we have the petrodollar, we also not in the same extent, but we also have a gold standard dollar sort, because the dollar is set with gold prices, or gold is bought in dollar. So when the dollar strengthens, gold becomes more expensive to buy. This is how it is. And as you can see here, our pair as well is gold dollar. So with this one right here, this one I closed up. I mean, this was a BO that I watched very closely. I told Timmy, yo, watch this, it's gonna be free money. He was like, no, I have to sleep, blah, blah, blah. So he fucked off, made no money. But I watched it, man. I was autistic as shit. I watched this shit on the 15-minute time frame, like a motherfucker. Yeah, I waited for the perfect opportunity. Don't remember when I entered it, but yeah, I got up to a 4R extension on this one. Very happy with that. Could have entered later as well and got the same extension very nicely. So hope either one of you got a nice BO trade here. Those were all valid. They started triggering on the 8 hour. You just had to look for the drop. We were looking as the candles were forming for a breakthrough through the especially psychological for 4,500 right here. Yeah, those and 540 right here, which my SR is basically on, and 530. These are very heavy levels. So when I saw the breakthroughs coming here, this the 500 basically is not something I wanted to go further than. So that was when I made it more than a lock, and the others were just breakout signals. Kind of different to trade gold in that sense, because it's so reliant on so many factors that you have to learn and understand. A lot of traders hate it. For me, it is one of the best pairs to trade. What the fuck? Whatever. It's one of the best pairs to trade, in my opinion. Fuck, did they remove brand? I'm gonna check on C Trader too. And now let's look for some setups. So SR areas have been holding up quite nicely. I've been really happy with that. There's just been like some new creations of ranges, which is fine, like here. But beyond that, it's been solid. Here again, and this is for the AUD pairs because they've been ATHing all the time. ATH. It's been driving me crazy. They've been untradeable. Keyboard? Okay. Well, my keyboard betrayed me there. So here, no, that's from the previous one. I don't want to sharker this and inflationary. This is inflated. You don't want SR areas that close to each other. So what you can do then is you need less SR areas, you need to invalidate the zone, or you just make them smaller. Because hypothetically, right, the strongest SR area you could find would look like this. Because this isn't going to break, right? If I put this here, this isn't going to break. Oh, it's on resistance right now, or it's in support right now. No, but you can't do that. You're not going to get any setup. It's going to be in the way of everything. And yeah, so that's the sacrifice we have to make. The more rangy something is, we don't need this anymore as well. The more rangy something is, the smaller those ranges can become. And we're going to have to adjust our SRAS for that as well. But let's keep moving on. Let's keeping on. Yeah, so obviously a BO here as well. Don't know if anyone caught that. If you did, good job. Well, that'll have to reform a new range as well. Bitcoin coming down a little bit. Nothing too interesting. I'm gonna mark this, and then in the end, we're gonna scrutinize it, bring it up, discuss it, get it done. We're gonna get it done. Make some fucking money, yeah? Here you can see the SR areas are bigger because the ranges are bigger, so we can afford bigger SR areas, which gives us better SLs, safer trades, and the whole shebang. Shalom. This one's kind of tricky. The whole area has kind of been decimated. We'll just have to see where it moves. Euro USD. That's a Euro USD though. Yeah, we can have a cross pair. I do up to 3 cross pairs. What is this? This is ATL, so I'm guessing. Oh no, it's not ATL. That's fine. Too far back to do much with it. I want it to range here optimally. So we can see there are some adjustments here. This looks like shit though, like absolute shit. Fuck that. I ain't going a mile near that. This is ranging nicely now. And no more for gold. Gold's been out traded. So as for these two, keep in mind they're cross pairs, but for this one, oops, they're not open trades, but they're close potentials. The Euro CAD is moving down to what looks like could be a potential CR. This looks very decent, but keep in mind here that it might be on the downtrend, so I wouldn't go on a full 1.5 if an indecision forms. I'd rather do it through an extension. On this one, this is a BO, so just go all out, keep the SR tight with the sell loss, keep everything into a small trade. If it breaks new lows, new levels, yeah, if it shows more downward strength, I would capitalize on this one. This one is looking pretty good already. And also, yeah, I forgot to mention that. How can I forget? With that 4% trade, I'm up 10% now for the month, so I will not be able to enter any more trades because that is my monthly max. That's my monthly cap. So I'm done. I surrender into wealth. Please don't hurt me, wealth. Also, I'm sorry for the constant changing of profiles here with the challenge I'm doing, the 100k to 300k. If it looks good for 100k, and then if it looks good to 1 million. Sorry about that, but it's because of tax issues. I was trying to get it down to 20%, and then it turned out I couldn't. So now I got fucking taxed. I had 140k. They slapped my ass, shalom, and they took me back to 123k that I had to pay as a tax withholding because I am an institutional trader. I am not a retail trader like you guys. So I'll make a discount account again. Hopefully I won't have to make a new account. I don't think so because now I've standardized and I'm not trying to do any more tax avoidance. Keep in mind, avoidance is legal, evasion is illegal. I was trying to do avoidance. Now I clapped. So now I'm going to pay 30% on everything moving forward on Runa X. But everything's been going great so far. I was up to, and also keep in mind, I had 145k. I have 25k in withdrawals. That's something I mentioned in the previous, what are these even called? Previous folder file chat thing. I had 25k in withdrawals, which fucked my compound, man. But so instead of having one, I wouldn't have had just 170k. I would have had 200k. And instead, I have 123k. But it's okay. I bought the Rolex. I bought some Louis Vuitton, some sweets. It's all right. We're gonna be all right, guys. With that said, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.